The arrival of every new generation Pulsar has been a celebration of groundbreaking design, technology, performance, and then some. And this has been a dream for many. But when the 250 Pulsars came out a couple of years ago, it wasn't exactly any of those things. Yes, it was nice, but not great as such. So, Bajaj has been listening to feedback from its customers and it's now brought this, the 2024 Pulsar N250. It gets notable updates to make it a lot more wholesome than before. And so we are riding it today to find out if this is a quarter-litre motorcycle that you should be looking for. Hello and welcome to HT Auto. My name is Samir Contractor and let's ride the new Pulsar N250. The 2024 Pulsar N250 does not get a design upgrade, but Bajaj has made subtle changes to bring more visual mass to the motorcycle. It still uses the same styling, complete with the twin LED DRLs and a projector lens LED headlamp, while the tank shrouds and split seats add to a sporty look. The overall design is proportional and now more imposing with the new colors. The Pulsar N250 now gets the glossy red and pearl metallic white shades in addition to gloss black. There are new graphics on the fuel tank, all of which lend a striking look to the Street Fighter. Adding some contrast are the new gold finished front forks on the red and white colors, while the black shade continues with blacked out forks. Bajaj has also added some heft with a wider rear tyre, further improving the bike's road presence. The N250 finally gets a fully digital instrument console. The unit gets smartphone connectivity via Bluetooth, bringing in call and SMS alerts as well as turn-by-turn navigation. There's also a new dedicated button on the left switchgear to switch between riding modes and also accept or reject calls. The screen is relatively simple but is loaded on information and can take some time to get used to. The button itself could have been of better quality though. The other big update on the Pulsar N250 is the addition of USD front forks. These replace the telescopic units on the older version and are still 37mm in diameter. The big change is the ride quality. This one is a lot more supple, a lot more pliant and a lot more confident at the front. The suspension tuning at the front and rear with the monoshock is just right. The ride quality is fantastic right now. It gobbles up all the undulations really well and just gives you a lot more confidence as a rider to go over bad stretches of roads. At the same time, the confidence to go at higher speeds and just the feedback that you get from the front suspension, that's noteworthy to mention. I've been doing good speeds in and around Pune and that means a good use of highway, city roads and bad roads in general, and in that sense the bike has been extremely comfortable for me especially. Along with that front suspension, you get a wider section tyre at the rear, from a 130 section to a 140 section, so a wider contact patch as well, and that means better high-speed stability. And in that sense, the bike does really well. There's no change in performance numbers and the Pulsar N250 continues to draw power from the 249cc air and oil-cooled single-cylinder engine tuned for 24.1 brake horsepower and 21.5 Nm of peak torque. It continues to be paired with a 5-speed gearbox with a slipper clutch. Performance is linear with a strong low and mid-range, but power tends to fade at the top end. The 250cc motor is torque friendly, allowing for fewer gear changes. You can pull cleanly from 30 km per hour in the 5th gear. The clutch lever is light and easy to use. The bike sits comfortably between 90 and 100 km per hour and the motor is impressive with its vibe-free operation. You do find some buzz around the foot pegs at 6000 rpm, while the mild vibrations kick in on the handlebar at around 7000 rpm. However, none of this is a deal breaker. This is one of the most refined engines from Bajaj Auto and it will keep you comfortable during the in-city rides. At the same time, it does lose some of its aggression when compared to the older generation Pulsars. But the N250 overall is a much more mature model. Handling remains easy and the Pulsar N250 is flickable in nature. The ergonomics are on point and so is the cushioning. The bike is accommodating for most frames. The Pulsar N250 also gets 3 riding modes in terms of ABS, that is road, rain and off-road mode. Now road and rain I understand on a street bike, road of course is standard intervention, rain is more intervention depending on the surface and is really handy when the surface is wet. Now you would think why you need an off-road mode on a street bike. Bajaj says that it really comes in handy giving you, the rider, more control over bad surfaces, be it gravel, sand. In that sense, you will find that this is a much easier motorcycle to get that out of that situation because it allows the rear to be a slightly looser in terms of intervention of the ABS. So lesser intervention, you can slide the rear a little, it won't lock up as much, and that would mean that you have slightly more control or the idea of control when going through a bad surface. The Pulsar N250 also gets traction control this time, and that is a nice safety feature to have. It is switchable, so you can switch it off with the off-road mode, let that tail out a little. At the same time, it modulates itself in the other riding modes to ensure that you have a nice safety net when you go out riding. The new Pulsar N250 competes against the Suzuki Gixxer 250, Yamaha MT-15, TVS Apache RTR 204V and more. Compared to the rivals, the N250 felt lacking in some areas, and Bajaj has addressed the same by bringing in necessary updates. Bajaj says that the Pulsar N series customers want a mix of both good performance and everyday usability. And in that sense, the updated Pulsar N250 delivers and is a lot more potent than before. The updates really make a big difference, especially in understanding what the customer actually needs in today's day and age. Bajaj earlier said that the Pulsars were more for purists, but I like it's changed its stance since then. And in that sense, I do think that this is a much more value-friendly motorcycle as well, especially once you consider the price tag of 1,51,000 rupees ex-showroom. That's barely an 800 rupee increment over the older version, and you get a lot more for that kind of money. So this is a much more value-friendly motorcycle, and we can now more easily recommend this to anybody looking for that one wholesome quarter-litre motorcycle in their garage. Thoughts on the new Pulsar N250? Please drop them below. Thoughts on what more would you like to see on the channel? Also, please drop them below. And as we always say, helmets on a two-wheeler, seatbelts in a car. My name is Samir Contractor. This is HT Auto. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.